it's Kristen, and today I'm talking to you about ways that you can support a significant other when they are doing some sort of really big event, like a marathon, or for my purposes today, I'm going to talk about triathlon because that's what I know. I've been really lucky that I have a husband who doesn't necessarily do so many races himself, but he gets what I do and he supports it, and he's awesome. So a lot of this is based on stuff that he does for me that I really appreciate. I'm sure some of you are going to have some ideas of your own that you want to share, so comments, let them fly. Number 1, be honest with your partner and yourself about your level of commitment to supporting them. If you don't think that the race is a good idea and you don't think they should do it and you're not going to be able to come on board and support them, it's better that you let them know that now when they're talking about it rather than after they've signed up and have put a lot of time and money into it. That's an important discussion. If you know that you're going to be able to be there the day of the race, but you're not sure what you're going to be able to do in terms of, having dinner ready for them when they get back from a long run or things like that, then, talk about it then. If you think it's an awesome idea and you can't wait to support them, even better. Let them know and get on board and get excited right away with them. That will go a long way. Number 2, playing off of that, realize that support is more than just a day of occurrence. So yes, they're going to want to see your shining, smiling face at that finish line, but they're also going to really rely on you on those training days when they're tired, they're sore, they don't want to do it, they have doubts, or when they just need someone to talk about their splits with. You might find that you're actually putting a little more time into it than you expected. So just know that ahead of time. Realize that their commitment to a race is a little bit of a commitment or a lot of a commitment on your part as well. Number 3, if you are also athletic, then offer to join them in some of their training. That might mean that you're just running the first or last mile or two of their 20-mile training run, or that you're just joining them for their cross training like yoga or strength work. Or if you're faster than they are and they want some encouragement on a run at their pace, or run fast enough to push them and encourage them, but not so much so as to, make them feel like they're getting left in the dust. Triathlon, or really any endurance training, can get to be a really lonely business when you're spending hours out there, running, biking, swimming, all by yourself. So having someone who you love and who loves you back out there with you, even if it's just for a fraction of the time, man, that makes a really big difference, trust me. Number 4, and this is a big one that I've heard from a lot of my friends, do your best to not make your athlete feel guilty about the time they're spending training. Trust me, we already feel guilty that we're spending a lot of time on our own, and it feels selfish and it feels weird, and we would probably rather be, hanging out with you or playing with the kids or the dogs or whatever it is that we would do when we're not in the middle of a giant, huge, massive training schedule. Having your support person add guilt on top of that, I feel like that would make training for a major event like this a nearly impossible task. So it's okay to be honest, and it's okay to speak up when you really need them to cut something short, but just make sure that if you've offered to support them, that you're being fair to both of you. Number 5, listen. And I mean really listen. It's okay for anyone training for this sort of an event to have bad days or to have doubts or to be scared. And I know it can be really tempting to just turn around and pat them on the shoulder and say, oh, it's okay, you're gonna be fine, don't worry. But they need to feel heard. They need to know that you're hearing and acknowledging whatever those fears and doubts are. And in some cases, this isn't going to be fun, but you might have to be their get a grip friend who tells them, hey, I know you're signed up for an Ironman in 4 weeks, but you haven't run more than 5 or 6 miles in over a year. Do you really think that this race is a good idea? But if they don't have anyone else in their life being real with them, they might need you to be the one who steps up and keeps them from getting into what could be a really dangerous situation. Number 6, day of the race, or even on big training days, if you can be there and offer, photography or do social sharing, or even just text with their other friends and family and people who are really interested in the race, that goes a long way. My husband is probably the best at this of anybody I know. And we actually get comments from people who meet him after knowing me, and they'll say, "Oh, you're the one who took all the pictures and did the video and everything." It's really cool. And, you know, when you're racing, you're in the moment, you're not seeing everything around you. So finishing up with a race and having someone get a couple of really cool candid photos, that's awesome. And then the people who also love your athlete and care about them and care about how they're doing, they'll really appreciate it too. Number 7, this is the fun one. Celebrate. Celebrate the little things like getting out of bed and getting to a workout, or getting in that long run that they were dreading. And then, I mean, the best is celebrating that finish, the fact that they've accomplished that goal and that they were awesome, or even if they struggled, but they still made it through. They're all wins. They're all awesome. And you're the one they want to celebrate that with, because you're the one who's been there with them all the way through. For more triathlon tips, supporting tips, health, fitness, whatever else you want, you know where to go. FitBottomedGirls.com.
You look like a Bond villain.
Oh, lost my